From the Clark Ford Studio in Oxford, Mississippi, MVW Digital proudly presents the Oxford Exxon Podcast.
I'd say thanks for tuning in, but why am I going to give you a round of applause for something you're supposed to do, to be frank?
And now, here are your hosts, Chase Parham.
And broadcast school has really paid off.
And Neil McCready.
I deserve to be on TV.
Edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neil McCready, Clark Ford Studio this morning. Got some Fire Away Friday questions. We'll probably hit some other topics too. Whatever comes to mind is typically our Friday shows run a little off course, if you will. So we'll see where we go today. On the podcast brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. You know, when you're coming in town this weekend, stop on in. You're going to get good gas prices, courtesy of the Speed Pass Plus app, the mobile rewards program, and more. And you get the $4.99 lunch special with 2 sides of bread, 32-ounce drink. You get the ribs. If you call ahead or just stop by, they'll wrap them up, have them ready to go there for you at the Oxford Exxon. Get a daiquiri as cheap as $3.99, as big as 44 ounces if you so wish. Maybe you make it a combo. Get some ribs, get a daiquiri too. Don't put the straw in until you get home. But either way, you can get that there with the Oxford Exxon. Again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call the number, ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get a quote, and you can take the quote, let it be a baseline for you moving forward, or you can do what I've done 3 times now, and that is get into a Clark Ford from Clark Ford today. And you'll love the service. You'll love the product. Corey wants to be your truck guy. He wants to be your car guy. He'll prove it to you. You'll find out what that means. Just call the number. Start a conversation, 662-257-1900.
We do all right, but I think we're in the wrong business because I don't know what they got. I don't know how much. I need to know. I need somebody to get on this for me. We need to get in like some graphic design because I bet somebody charged hundreds of thousands of dollars to take that Auburn logo and just squeeze it. It just got squeezed a little bit. It just sort of got plumped up and made a little fatter in the middle. And you know that was like a $250,000 job.
Oh, minimum. At minimum. I still can't see the difference.
I saw Auburn has new logo, and I thought, ooh, okay, I'm in. Let me see what it is. And then I looked at it, and I went, it's the same logo. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
I had to really study it for a while.
Well, they put the two next to one another, and I went, oh, okay.
It's not as fat.
No, it's fatter. The new one's fatter.
Oh, okay. They fattened it up.
Yeah, they fattened it up is what it was. See, I've got it right here. See, it's shorter and fatter. See, like how this overlaps more?
Boy, yeah.
They brought the A down a little bit. Said they wanted to make the A more prominent. I don't think it makes the A more prominent. I think the logo just looks fat, frankly. But
sometimes people like it when you drop the A, you know? So they did. There you go.
They dropped the A.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Boy, that's...
You know that took months and thousands of dollars.
Well, having dealt with some corporate people from time to time...
Okay.
Not only did that take months, that was multiple people.
A lot of meetings.
A lot of meetings. Their work days absolutely occupied by that. Guarantee it. Absolutely guaranteed. Multiple meetings, emails, things kicked back up and down the food chain.
That could have been done in Photoshop in 6 minutes.
Well, it was not done in 6 minutes. They had to get focus groups. I guarantee you meetings got delayed because someone went on a vacation. Somebody decided, no, I didn't quite like that, and they had to kind of kick it back. I promise you.
It's a worse logo. It looks worse.
I like the first one better.
The first one's taller and more prominent, in my opinion.
But to me, it looks... It'd be like logo. The Cubs logo if you just made the C just a tiny bit bigger. And they go, oh, new logo. It's not a new logo.
Look, people don't like change. People like what they've always liked, especially when it comes to college football and athletics and universities in general. And I read a lot of Twitter replies to this, and everybody just kind of looked at it like, huh, okay. Like, there was no outrage. And I thought, okay, there's no outrage, which means you didn't change anything. Because even if it's wonderful, there'd be outrage.
Yeah, because you know how Auburn people are.
I
mean, Auburn's not Texas A&M cult, but it's there. There's a cult there.
They get invited to the reunion.
Yeah, and they do that. No one embraces the family thing the way Auburn does. Like you walk on the campus, everything's War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle. We did the visit to Auburn. Campbell got in the truck. I think I've told the story. We drove. We were almost back. It was the day that I had to get her back to Oxford, and then I had to get down to Jackson because we were doing shows the next morning in Jackson.
Okay.
And so I got her in the truck, and we're getting out of there. Went and visited with Kirk Sampson, and then got in the car and got moving. And we're almost to Montgomery, and she goes, God, I hated it. I said, hated what? She goes, Auburn. And she said, do you have to say War Eagle all the time? Is it everything War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle? And I said, well, at first I kind of thought they were kind of putting on a show. Because our guide, we were taking and every person she'd see, she'd say, War Eagle, and they'd say, War Eagle. And I was like, oh, my God. So I would think that if you did some dramatic change there, they'd lose their minds. So why not just leave it the way you had it? Or adjust it the way you want to. Don't even tell anybody that you did and see if anyone notices.
Is it as simple as maybe it fits better on? I mean, as dumb as it sounds, from a university standpoint, because this is university-wide, not just athletics, it just fits better on letterhead and different things. And
Could be.
Something was a little more whatever.
Could be.
And said, hey,
so
this is not fitting our typeface the way I kind of would like this to fit our typeface.
So do it and don't tell anybody you did it. See if they even notice. I bet they wouldn't notice.
Well, someone would eventually because people pay way too much attention to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know. I saw it and I thought somebody made a lot of money off that. No doubt. All for it. Congratulations to that guy or girl, woman, whatever.
Oh, it's some design firm. I guarantee you they got paid $1 million.
For that.
Oh yeah.
And now get that on the resume where, hey, we helped Auburn with theirs. Well,
Mm-hmm.
holler at us when you.
Yeah, and they probably had to take a break after they finished that.
Did you see where Louisville changed their basketball court to like the full-size Cardinal?
No, I didn't.
Looks really good. I like basketball floors. That's one of my things. I like basketball floor designs for whatever reason.
Yeah.
To have no interest in really any basketball situation whatsoever. That is one that I like. Just throwing it out there. Looks good. They changed it. Hold on, here it is. I know it's good pod, but it's
This
Friday
is really
and you
good
can chill.
pod, yeah. Oh, I like that.
Looks really good.
I like that a bit.
It's the old school Cardinal dunking.
I like that a lot.
You like that?
Good for them. Yeah, it's good. They ought to make that their whole basketball logo. Just everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Put that on everything?
Absolutely.
Much better than, what is it? Is it Oregon that you can't even see the floor because of all like the trees, nature thing?
Yeah, they went. That was somebody went too far. They went like to a first grade classroom and said, "Hey guys, draw a basketball floor," and the kids just started drawing. And somebody looked at one of them and, "Hey, that looks good."
Either that or Phil Knight wanted it, and whatever Phil Knight wants.
It could be. And if Phil Knight comes in and says, "I want my name in cursive all over the floor," you go, "Cool."
No one at that school could tell him no about anything. Probably.
Unless it's criminal, no.
Well, yes, I mean.
Even then.
If he calls the president and goes, hey, I got an idea, you go, okay. What is it, Phil?
You're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it at me. Please be good.
Send the email out that goes, hey,
Phil called.
And he wants birch trees planted all around whatever. So someone go get some birch trees. They don't grow in Oregon. They do now. Just go get them. Plant them.
There's a new logo he's thinking ought to be on the helmet. Okay, great.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
He wants a uniform that features the magnolia. Done.
Okay.
Just someone call and get it done.
Oh, gosh. Getting into questions this morning here on this here podcast. We'd love to hear why you guys think Channing Ward and Derek Jones weren't able to be big contributors at Ole Miss, but are valuable in the NFL. Perhaps same question with Jacob Waguespack in baseball.
Well, with Channing, they made the defense too complex, and he had a hard time learning it. With Derek, they kept moving him back and forth.
They say moving him around a lot, not allowing him to really settle in.
They started with, if you remember, Dave Womack at the very beginning said he's an NFL corner. Right off the bat.
And he had that hellacious game against Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham in 13 against LSU.
Yeah. And then they moved him. Derek wanted to play receiver. His heart wasn't in defense at times.
It's fair.
And so they moved him around. His deal was a little more complex than Channing's. Channing's deal was they should have simplified some things and gotten him on the field more.
Give Channing 2 or 3 things, and we do these 2 or 3 things really, really well.
To this day, remains the best special teams player I've ever covered.
Yeah.
Not even close.
That hit on Brian Kimbrough.
Well, that's the one everybody looks at, but I would watch him on special teams.
Well, the fumbles against Alabama.
Yeah, I would watch
Multiple fumbles against Alabama.
He was really, really, really good on special teams.
Dude's an athlete now.
I mean, I remember telling you he's playing in the NFL if he does nothing but special teams.
Well, and I mean, again, not making fun of programs, but remember, I think it might have been you that went, maybe you and Jeffrey. I don't remember. You covered a high school game when he was at Aberdeen.
I went.
And he was playing basically this safety position. He was just sort of roaming the middle of the field.
He wasn't playing basically safety. He was playing free safety. And I kept thinking, why is he there? It was Water Valley and whoever they were playing, his team.
Yeah.
I went, why not put him up top? Why not put him at defensive end, defensive tackle, whatever? He kind of would play a little linebacker.
Let him run straight to the quarterback
safety.
or whatever.
It's a bizarre thing. So,
point being, he had to start from 0.
Yeah, and Dave's defense is complex. People can make fun or whatever. It was complex.
Jacob Waguespack. Talk about, Terrence Davis did it in basketball. Guy betting on yourself, because when it happened, I thought, oh my, I don't know what you can do next year, but I know this is not the right move. He was not drafted. After his junior year, Waguespack not drafted, signs as a free agent. Playing pretty dang well for the Blue Jays right now. He's gotten up. He was always immensely talented. He had offers from LSU, Tulane, ends up at Ole Miss, and I think I kind of know. It was never a talent deal. He had some flashes. Mike's gotten better about this. A lot of criticism of Mike Bianco over the years for a lot of different reasons. And I think this one at times was valid. Mike coached one way for a long time. Very hard-nosed, very demanding, very tough on you. And with a lot of players, they thrive in that. Lance Lynn, Drew Pomeranz, yell at me, let me have it, let's get going.
Yeah. Of course, neither one of those guys even heard Mike.
Well, right. But you know what I mean.
Right.
That kind of thing. Mike,
they had shields, basically.
Mike talked about pushing different buttons even this year, changing year 19. And I think it's something that has resonated. I think he's done a good job over the last 2-3 years figuring out, frankly, how to coach this new generation. It's different. It just is. I'm not getting into a millennial argument, but it is. It's different. The kids today are different.
Yeah.
From a coaching standpoint.
Yeah. Carson plays on a soccer team that the guy's kind of hard edge. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
And Carson thrives in it. But, there have been – because he switched from – and these comments got me blocked on Twitter by a few people.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing as ridiculously convoluted as Oxford youth soccer. Nothing.
Okay.
But he had played in a system that was kind of soft.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, we're not paying attention to the scoreboard. Let's work on our fundamentals. Hey, take another break. Take another break.
Here's an orange slice.
Yeah, and now he's playing with a guy that let's go. And when they kick a bad shot, he gets on them. Now, at the end of it, he loves on them, and it's obvious. His name's Tim Murphy. I'm not beating around the bush. It's obvious that he cares about the kids, period. Likes the kids. Doesn't want parents around at practice and stuff. He's going to go coach, and he's going to get on them. Like, he's gotten on Carson hard a few times. I like it. That's what the real world's going to be like. He's not abusing him. He's not cussing him. Be better. I like that. Be better. You're right. Damn right. Be better. We're out here. Let's get better. And at the end of practice, when he does something good, tells him so. I like that. But you're right. You can't – if all you do is hard edge these kids, a few of them will thrive. Most of them will not thrive.
I think Waguespack was a guy that never found a role, never found confidence, and I think that just for whatever reason, it didn't mesh well. It happens. You got 35 kids on a roster. Nathan Baker, same thing.
Yeah.
Nathan Baker was a guy. I haven't talked to Nathan since he left.
I used to see this. He would wilt under some of that.
He would wilt. He didn't. He liked baseball, don't get me wrong. He had a lot of other interests. He was not suitable for that type of coaching all the time.
Not at that point where Mike needed guys who were gym rats, if you will.
Yeah.
And Nathan wasn't one of
and he
those.
was on a staff where you could just hammer these guys. We're talking about Jake Morgan and Philip Irwin and Pomeranz and these guys where you just let everybody have it. Go. And
Guys who
Nathan
were
was
either
not that guy.
Guys who were either gym rats or were
just immensely talented. Where it's
and Drew had that comment. We've joked about it a lot, but Drew's still pitching in the major leagues.
Mm-hmm.
He got a win for Milwaukee the other night in Pittsburgh.
And Nathan,
you know what I mean? I mean, he was really talented.
Nathan should have been a major league pitcher. He threw 94 miles an hour from the left side with no arm trouble and was 6'5"
and had movement.
Oh,
yeah,
dances.
But he didn't want it as bad as. That's okay. Why? I would venture to guess that he's probably had a pretty happy life.
Oh yeah, he's good. I mean,
yeah, all good.
I think he and Wagaspack are in sort of that thing though, where they just couldn't never find the. And Nathan got so many more opportunities because of his talent, but with Wags, it just never panned out. It just never. I don't know that he ever felt comfortable. And maybe he would tell me I'm crazy. I'd love to get him on the show one day and talk about it.
I would guess that he would tell you that he also bloomed a little later than others.
Yeah, of course. I mean that is necessary for what has happened. I mean because look. You think basketball and a 2-for-1 deal or something's a long shot? An undrafted baseball player out of college getting to the major leagues?
I don't know.
That's 1,000,000 to 1.
I don't know enough about it. I've watched him pitch for Toronto the other day, and he was really good. I would bet you he would also tell you that he met somebody in the minor leagues on a coaching staff that worked with him on something, and something clicked.
Yeah.
I could be dead wrong. He might go, no, man, I just kept doing
ask
what
you. I think I can get him on the show in the offseason.
He'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But I would bet you that he found somebody who showed him something, and it clicked, and then he went from there.
Guy that I had a relationship with, really starting from even his recruitment because of the schools that were in on him and being a Louisiana kid trying to, get out, not take that LSU offer and end up at Ole Miss. For whatever reason, that's one that fans kind of like hearing from. We've covered over the years. It's a great success story. I mean, it's fantastic. And frankly, with some of the guys aging out, Ole Miss needed that next starter in Major League Baseball because, Lance is getting older. Drew's getting older. Cozart's not talked about as much.
No. Lance
is rejuvenated.
He might have dipped into the fountain of youth a little bit. I'd like to talk to him about where he found it. Because I'm going to tell you, this time a year ago, I thought he was just about done.
Look,
and now he's not done.
The secondary has gotten better, don't get me wrong. But how good of a fastball do you have to have for a guy to have pitched a decade in the major leagues with nothing but a fastball?
But he was 95, 96 the other day.
I saw a 97 on a K the other day from Lynn.
Yeah,
there was no 97 in Oxford.
He faced the Cubs last year or the year before, and I can't remember when, and don't hold me to it, everybody. Whatever. But he didn't have much, and they hit him hard. I mean, they were hitting rockets. Because if all you've got is a 91, 92-mile-an-hour fastball and you don't have good secondary
stuff.
Doesn't
matter really how heavy that son of a gun is.
Boy, a big league lineup's going to light you up.
He's
pitched really well.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised he didn't get moved at the deadline to a contender.
Yeah, I'm kind of leave it there. Yeah. But anyway, we'll try to get Wags on. I think he'd be good to talk to. He followed me on Twitter 3 or 4 days ago, so I'm assuming he would be amenable to talk.
How about that?
Yeah. He's got all his time now. He's only pitching for the Blue Jays, so he's probably. Hey,
really only works every 5 days.
80% of the time, he's really doing nothing.
No.
He doesn't have to hit. Like, what is it?
He just goes to a game and sits there, has some popcorn.
Talks to the other pitchers.
Yeah.
I do think that'd be the really leisurely life, is the days you're not pitching no matter what. You just get to the ballpark and you're like, okay, well.
I used to think that until I watched this documentary about what they do.
Yeah.
Like the day after a start,
yeah,
they really run a lot. There's a lot of core work now. I mean, I think the day they pitch is actually
the lightest day they have of the week.
Well, I think the day before.
Well, the day before day 3 would be in that ball.
But there's 2 or 3 days in there where you're really grinding in the weight room and stuff.
Interesting. Continue those questions here in a second. First, tell you about Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga, a leader in condo financing and the float-down option. So you can lock in the current rate, but if rates go down before you close, you get that lower rate. Also, we're telling you that rates are as low as they've been in about 2 years. So if you refinanced, if you purchased during that time, it's time to talk to Jason. 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
We're going to keep reminding you about this for a while. Friday, September the 6th at Wonderbird Spirits in Taylor, Mississippi. Blue Delta Jeans is hosting a whole hog roast the day before Arkansas and Ole Miss at Vaught Hemingway. It's a cash bar. Starts at 6 o'clock. The hogs from Neon Pig. The bar will be really cool. We went out there for the last time Blue Delta Jeans had a deal at Wonderbird Spirits. They'll have all of their summer collection. They've got some stuff coming out soon, I think, that's pretty cool. I got a quick glimpse at it the other day. I think you might get a glimpse at it by then, too. I don't want to overpromise something. But anyway, it'll be a really neat event. Chase and I will probably be out there at least at some point that evening. So we'd love to see you. Blue Delta Jeans would love to see you again. Friday, September the 6th, 6 p.m., Wonderbird Spirits in Taylor. The podcast is also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. They've got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Great lease deals as well. Go in, tell them that you heard about Grenada Nissan on the podcast or at rebelgrove.com. You'll get Rebel savings on top of the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. And we're brought to you by our newest sponsor to the podcast, Home to Suites by Hilton Oxford, located at the intersection of South Lamar and Belk Boulevard. It's the newest Hilton property in Oxford. This all-suite hotel is proud to be locally owned and operated by Ole Miss alumni. Home to Suites is only 1.5 miles from the Grove, offers complimentary shuttle service on game weekends. Rooms are still available for all home games, and Home 2 Suites is the perfect hotel for Rebel fans. Every room comes with the full-size refrigerator, freezer, dishwasher, and microwave, plus all of the basic kitchen supplies you might need to whip up your favorite tailgate foods. There's also a pull-out sofa in each room, offering an extra bed or space to sit and relax. Guests will enjoy complimentary breakfast each morning, free Wi-Fi throughout the hotel, complimentary washer and dryer, and 2 outdoor patio areas. Home 2 Suites is pet-friendly, even has a designated pet pit stop area, making it easy to travel with your furry friend. Extended rate stays are available, and Hilton Honors Points can be earned and redeemed for bookings. For more information or to book a room, call 662-238-3400 or visit their website, home2oxford.home2suitesbyhilton.com. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook to see exclusive offers and pictures of the property. Home 2 Suites by Hilton Oxford. We are your home, too.
We'd also like to welcome back to the podcast Visit Oxford, a valuable resource as the fall gets here. You're coming into town for weekends, for game day weekends. Find out what's going on. Don't miss any of the calendar of events. To do that, you can go to visitoxfordms.com/events. You'll see that running through August the 11th. They've got the Ardor Fringe Festival. They had the Iron Bartender thing last night. I kind of hated it didn't go. I had a couple of things going on where they allowed you to test a bunch of cocktails, vote on them, pick the winner for that one. But stuff throughout the weekend. Go there to visitoxfordms.com. Click on the festival link, and you can see all the different options throughout the weekend. Also, meet the Rebels tomorrow from 2 to 4. At the Manning Center for that. Continue to give you some updates. We'll have calendar events on the website as well. So, again, visit oxfordms.com/events.
My cocktail last night was pretty simple.
Liquor, ice, and a glass.
Yes, I poured bourbon into a glass, took an ice cube, put that into the glass, and went from there. Very simple.
I did not have my night was fine. I wasn't necessarily doing anything major, but I'll tell you how a little scatterbrained I was last night is around 6, I poured bourbon into a glass, sat the glass down on the table, and I don't know if my phone rang, if I went into another room. I woke up this morning, saw the glass. I never touched it.
Well, that's just...
It had been sitting for 12 hours.
That's just abuse.
It was still sitting there. And like in my head, I go, is it still good? Pour it back in the bottle? What do you do?
What'd you do?
It's actually still sitting there. I still have not moved it. It is just on an end table.
Just waiting for you.
I guess it's already poured for later.
Yeah.
We have no NCAA investigations. There's no reason to drink at 8:39 a.m. as it's sitting right now. So I don't know, but it was Yeah, I walked in. I went, oh yeah, I poured that. I just never, I never drank it.
Oh yeah, I'd had a day. By the end of the day, I was good. I was having one of those nights where what I really wanted to do is just watch the Cubs and Reds in peace and
Just be left alone.
and everybody else wanted to talk. And I could feel myself like almost snappy, with almost everyone. So,
It's like, just leave me alone,
Yeah.
please. That would be great. So
but I was the good husband. I sat there. She flipped the TV to that dumbass show about the really rich people in Charleston, South Carolina. Sort of some reality show she likes.
I don't know this one.
She's like, "You want me to pause?" And I'm like, "No, I'll catch up. I'll catch up. Whatever it might be, I'll catch up to it." And then I just kind of followed the Cubs on my phone for a minute.
You have been talking about it. I do recommend this pig roast thing. Mitch McCamey does excellent work. This could be a pretty cool night coming up on the 6th for,
Be my
for that
guess.
one.
I wouldn't steer you wrong.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
I wouldn't steer you into a bad
He does
deal.
that. He does that Korean jerky stuff that I'm gonna need bags of.
Oh, I know. That stuff's incredible.
Yeah, you might want to have a little drink nearby because it gets a little warm if you have too much of it. But it is excellent.
It was so good. I mean, I really wanted to be like, "Hey, you got that in bulk?
Yeah, just
like Sam's Club bulk kind of stuff?" Because
Like where you buy the 5 pounds of mayonnaise and
yeah,
the 3 gallons of cheese puffs.
you got that freeze dried. That was good.
Realistically, how many offensive linemen does Ole Miss have that can use this year? Would you consider the position dangerously thin, or serviceable, barring injuries?
That's dangerously thin. I mean, come on.
Okay.
I mean, look. Big Nell's a hell of a coach. He's really good.
I'm just moderating. You ain't got to yell.
Matt Luke, no, I'm just people are trying to spin this. Here's the thing. They've got a lot of coaching. I think it's a collection of some of the best kids that you'll ever be around. They're working really hard. Rodriguez has absolutely. I'm going to write about this. It's going to be the lead to my 10 weekend thoughts on Sunday. I've already gotten started. I'm actually efficient. They have a different mentality. But yeah, they're really thin. They got good news the other day on Alex Givens, but that doesn't mean that he's ready for the opener. The surgery, I was told, was kind of preventative. Their concern was that the surgery was somewhat inevitable. So go ahead and do it. Don't get into a deal where he has to have the surgery in the middle of September and now he misses 4 weeks, which means he misses a bulk of the season. But when's he ready? I don't know. So let's talk about who they have that's proven. Ben Brown, hell of a good player. Probably one of the more underrated players in the league.
One of the top evaluation wins you can have.
Yeah.
No doubt.
A really good player. Who else is proven?
Proven?
Proven. Bryce Matthews. Bryce Matthews is proven he can play.
And Royce Newman is not a bad offensive lineman.
And I think Royce is going to be a good offensive lineman. Who else? Okay. I think Eli Johnson can be a good player. Can he stay healthy? It's a good question. I don't know. He'd probably tell you, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he's got to prove that to himself.
If he gets hurt, they've got to move Matthews to center immediately. And Matthews practices at center every day. So they're preparing for that eventuality. Chandler Tuitt's not proven. Jeremy James is a true freshman. He's not proven. Nick Broker's a true freshman. He's not proven. Who am I forgetting?
I'm going through them right now, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman, Jalen Cunningham, Michael Howard.
Not proven. Michael Howard's not proven. Now, they love him, and they think he's going to be a surprise. And I hope he is. He'd be a great story. He's a great kid. Can he keep the weight up? Can he handle the wear and tear of an SEC game at 285?
Caleb Warren, Ben Brown.
I think they have high hopes for Caleb Warren, but he's a true freshman, and he's not proven.
Broker, Givens, Tuitt.
We've touched on all of them.
Carter Colquitt, Bryce Matthews, Royce Newman, Darius Thomas, Bryce Ramsey, Hamilton Hall, Jeremy James. That's it.
That's it, man. So, yes. Is it dangerously thin? Yes. If I told you that they lost 2 offensive linemen between now and the opener, yeah, it's dangerously thin. So I'm sensitive to it because every once in a while I'll get somebody push back with you're being hyperbolic. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be. It's the Matt Corral thing that I do with people all the time. Matt Corral's not a proven SEC quarterback. Everybody keeps talking about him like he's started 25 games. Do I think Matt's going to be a good player? I do. If you told me Matt was a great player, I'd buy it. But what I don't like and what I don't think is fair, and I catch myself defending the kid here, it's almost like no one's willing to give Matt the benefit of the growing pains that we give other freshman quarterbacks.
Because his team does not allow him to have that benefit.
Yeah.
Not fair to him, but he's got to drive the train.
This isn't Jalen Hurts walking into Alabama that first year as the starter, where it's basically like, hey man, don't screw up.
No,
this is go make plays.
This is so fascinating. We've said this from a media standpoint to cover this group is because he has to go to Memphis into a crazy environment, 11 a.m. in the morning. They're going to be all geeked up. And as we said last week, he's got to score, then score again, then score again, then score again, then score again. Go. You don't have time to be a freshman. I need you to go right now.
Yeah, I need you to go be a mid-season junior right now. Yeah. And a really good one, by the way. Oh, and if you make a mistake, I need you to be a senior and handle it really cool. Get over it fast. Oh, and remember that last game where you had last time you played in a real game and you had the fist fight in the end zone and stuff?
Can't do that.
You can't do anything like that. You got to be completely mature now. Okay, go ahead. Oh, and by the way, you've got 1.5 proven wide receivers to work with. Because all these young guys that are going to be playing their first real significant game, you got to have them perform like juniors and seniors too. They got to be calm. They're not allowed to be nervous and freak out for a minute. It's a lot, man. Oh, and by the way, your offensive front's really inexperienced.
Here's the ball.
Yeah, go for it. It's people go, so are you saying they're going to suck? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
I'm very interested. That's what I'm
saying. Exactly what he just said, which is it's fascinating. It's because there's more than football here. This is kind of psychology and stuff. It's fascinating.
Yeah, look, I don't
know.
There are some years. We'll admit this where the ball kicks off in the opener and we're kind of just all talking to each other. We're like, all right,
yeah.
Fine. We'll get this in a minute. There's 12 of these to go at least.
Last year.
Yeah. I'm locked in this time. Ball's in the air, both sides of the ball. I'm in. Popcorn.
Last year, there was really no surprises for me. No. Someone said, what do you think? Well, the offense is going to be pretty good. The defense is going to absolutely suck. Can they win 7 games?
And the offense is going to struggle in the red zone.
People go, can they win 7? I go, no. Well, you hate Ole Miss. No, I know that defense. And the offense is going to bog down in the red zone because they are what they are.
Should have gone 6-6 because they should have beaten South Carolina.
Yeah.
That was absolutely blowing a football game.
Flip side of that is
they could have lost Arkansas.
Could have easily lost Arkansas.
Yeah. The injuries killed Razorbacks that night.
The injuries, and they, for whatever reason, decided to get cute.
Well, it was a team that had, Ole Miss is still, deal with this to some extent. That Arkansas team, that's what Chad Morris's biggest problem is. They don't know how to win at all. They freak out in close games.
I'm convinced those two teams could have played each other 10 times last year, and it would have been 5-5. You can't convince.
Nobody's going on a run against the other one.
I'm unwilling to argue differently.
Yeah. Kind of Friday question here that we typically get. Since the Top Gun sequel is coming, how excited would you be for a cocktail sequel? What would be a good location and cast in addition to Tom Cruise? Well, I did a lot of research, and by that I Googled cocktail too this morning. And I actually remember this because Cocktail, as most people know, is one of my guilty pleasures. It is a horrifically bad movie. It is Tom Cruise's lowest ranked movie on Rotten Tomatoes, which probably says something too. This is getting a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 5% on Rotten Tomatoes for Cocktail. It is too long. It is rambling. It is awful. It's you're not even really sure how long the movie takes because they act like it takes 3 years to move to Jamaica, and then he does like months there, and then comes back, and it's a mess. But I do remember this coming out earlier this year. I think it was early 2019 because I tweeted. Esquire wrote a story talking to the director or the writer of Cocktail about how he's got a sequel in the works from a writing standpoint. Now, look, no money has gotten behind this movie whatsoever. It's not going to. But I tweeted something at Esquire, and they wrote back, and I had kind of a back and forth with them about it. Point being, paragraph in that, the sequel, according to Gold, takes place 15 to 20 years after the events of the original film. Flanagan is now a star in the big club world, Gould said, but he's divorced and estranged from his twin daughters. Now that he's older, he's trying to reform himself, rehabilitate his marriage and relationship with his daughters. So it's
That's a new storyline.
So it's Top Gun behind a bar. That's what it is. It's Days of Thunder with 2 with no car.
Basically, he's going to work day shifts now and not the nights.
Gold hasn't pitched the sequel to anyone. The money people, as he calls them, haven't signed on.
No, sure they haven't.
If anyone wants to see it, they can, he said.
Yeah.
I don't think Tom wants Cocktail 2.
I'm guessing.
You probably could convince him to do Top Gun 2. Like that. Okay, we're in. We'll do the nostalgia thing. We'll play the game with you.
Yeah.
Cocktail 2? No.
Well, I think he knows Top Gun 2 is a box office draw.
Oh, it's going to make $1 billion.
It's going to pad the bank account.
Yeah.
Cocktail 2, not so much.
Top Gun 2, automatic.
Yeah.
It could suck and it won't matter. It's going to make so much money in the box office.
Yeah.
Because everybody from my age to your age is in.
Totally.
There's a 15-year window of in.
Yeah. I'm entertained for 2 hours no matter what.
Did we ever figure out why in the original, I know the answer is it was the 80s and it was a weird movie and it's whatever.
Yeah.
Why was he playing volleyball in blue jeans?
Well, probably because you always had to be ready to fly. Maybe.
So, okay, well, let's play that out then.
I mean, I don't know.
So much so that he goes and gets day drunk and plays Great Balls of Fire on a piano later on?
Well, that's true. Because he certainly wasn't.
He wouldn't have been able to fly that afternoon.
He wasn't flight ready. Maybe it was because he did not feel good about the way that he looked in shorts because he's kind of short.
Yeah.
So maybe the jeans.
Because there's no way Tom Cruise beats Val Kilmer in a volleyball game.
I wouldn't think.
Tom Cruise is like 5'7".
Yeah, I would think that he would have gotten smoked. And he's never struck me as...
Although Val Kilmer may be short, too.
He's never struck me as particularly athletic. Cruise. Hell of a race car driver.
I think they make him more athletic than he really is.
I think so.
I mean, in all the right moves, he committed pass interference on like every play. He was a high school corner. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, I did see that one.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Who was the girl in that one?
I don't remember.
Okay, anyway. I think it might have had like Craig T. Nelson in it, if I think back right. It's like a blue-collar, like, mining town or industrial town around Pittsburgh or something was the setting for that one.
Yeah, I remember the movie just vaguely, though.
I mean, this was probably like 1983, 84.
Yeah, it should have been right in my alley.
Really?
Yeah. It's 13. 14.
So, no, we do not need Cocktail 2. We did not need Cocktail 1, but we have it, and I love it and appreciate it for what it is.
You
but, yeah, 1983 was all the right moves.
Yeah. I might have been a little young for the subject matter at that point.
The star player of his high school football team desperately hoping that his football talents will earn him a scholarship, the only chance to get out of his dying hometown of Ampite, Pennsylvania. When a heated argument with his coach, Craig T. Nelson, gets him kicked off the team and blacklisted from college recruiters, Stefan must fight for a chance to live out his dream and escape the dead-end future he faces. Really some dramatic stuff there.
That is. Boy, that's powerful.
Leah Thompson was the other person in this movie.
Okay.
Leah Thompson. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay, now that's done. Let's see. I do not remember the scenario that made Parade Jerry snap in 08. Do you?
Yes.
You do remember it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you take the floor.
It was 08, first year with Nutt. Talented team, the most mentally beaten team.
Say, speaking of teams not knowing how to win.
The most mentally beaten team I had ever seen in my life. They truly did not know how to practice. They did not know how to compete. They were really talented, but they were shaky, and they had had a bad practice. And it was a hot day.
This is fall camp?
Yep. It was a hot day. I want to say it was a Friday afternoon. And Nutt was, you could tell, they were down a distance from us. But you could tell Nutt was kind of animated. And I asked about it later and was told that Nutt was kind of trying to straddle the line between yelling at them and loving on them and telling them, hey, you guys are better than you think you are or whatever. And for whatever reason, the message was not being received in Pere's judgment. And he boiled over. And he stood up, and he basically told Houston, hey, I got to talk for a minute. And I guess had a look on his face where Houston said, I guess go for it. And it's probably one of those deals where, why not? Let's see if someone emerges as a leader here. And he basically told them that, hey, we're going to listen to these coaches. We're going to do what they say. I'm tired of sucking. We're not going to suck. I'm tired of losing. We're not going to lose. And then when they finished with that, they ran them to death for about 10, 15 minutes. And then that was the end of it. And he emerged at that moment as one of the absolute leaders on that team.
If that team is not beaten down, they don't lose to Wake or Carolina.
No, if that team's not beaten down,
they go 11-1.
Here's the reality. They are a national title contender if they're not beaten down. I'll go one further. They probably win at Alabama.
Well, the ball was in the air.
They didn't believe they could beat Alabama.
They got beat by 6 points, and Snead missed the guy he should have thrown the ball to.
Wide open.
Yeah, across the middle of the field.
It was TD.
21-20, ball game.
It was a talented team. Really talented team. I mean, damn. Give Orgeron credit now. He
put a group together.
He put a group together, but everybody goes, well, he should have been given more time. No. That team goes.
Does that team go 6-6?
Maybe. It was so beaten down. Look, they lost to Wake. They lost to Vandy. That team mentally was not the same.
Is that a
until
Vanderbilt loss too?
Yeah.
I don't remember that game.
Right? Didn't they lose to
They
Vanderbilt?
lost to Carolina, Alabama.
Wake. So maybe that's it. Maybe they beat Vandy. Hell, I don't know.
I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
But they lost the week before Florida, and they lost the week after
The week
Florida.
after was Carolina.
I want to say they lost to Vanderbilt the week before they lost, but I could be wrong.
2008 Ole Miss Rebels. They lost to Wake, Vanderbilt, Carolina, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. 23-17 Vanderbilt over Ole Miss.
In Oxford, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I mean, so when people go, oh.
They were 2-2 and then beat Florida 3-2, and they were 3-4 and then rolled off 6 in a row.
Yeah. Came home and lost to South Carolina.
And then beat Arkansas when they could not stop the balls down the field late. Remember, Arkansas just kept throwing it late, hoping for pass interferences and crap down there?
Yeah, the most violent game I've ever been
It's
to.
awful.
Awful.
Yeah. We were getting stuff thrown at us.
Yeah, I was like wearing brown. I look like a UPS man.
That 17-7 win over Auburn might have been the most boring game I've ever attended in my life.
I don't remember it.
Well, there you go.
Remember I'd had the lawnmower accident?
Was that the next week?
Yeah. I had the lawnmower accident on that Thursday.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
I forgot about the lawnmower accident.
And was taking the painkillers.
Yeah.
And we stopped at Jason Lowe's tent in the
right outside the stadium.
Right outside the stadium. And I have pretty decent tolerance. Unfortunately, it's probably not a great thing to brag about. I had half of a Miller Lite. And whatever it did with that painkiller.
That was it.
I woke up in the fourth quarter. I looked at David Brandt.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, David, is it? That says fourth quarter. And he goes, yeah, man, you've been acting weird. He goes, you hadn't said anything. And I was wearing sunglasses. It was bright. I was asleep. And none of y'all even noticed that I was asleep.
Well, you don't talk to anybody anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You're
had on
there.
sunglasses. But normally I'm typing or whatever. I obviously wasn't.
It's kind of a
typing.
Weekend at Bernie's situation for a few hours with you right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Just prop you up. You'll be all right.
Yeah. So I went down and I was like, well, because it was 17-7. Nothing happened in the last. I said, well, got to write something. Because I can remember somebody who sent me a thing goes, hey, great column. And I was like,
Didn't see.
All that's great about that column is that your team won.
Yeah.
That's it.
You had 10 more points than the opponent. That's what.
Because I have no idea what I watched.
Yeah. Podcast brought to you in part by Mastercuts Lawn and Landscape. They offer premium lawn care throughout northern Mississippi, but a lot more as well, including custom playgrounds, retaining walls, pool decks, outdoor living spaces with paver patios, forestry mulching, and much more. The path to your dream backyard, easier than you think. Go online at gomastercuts.com for a free quote or give them a call at 662-607-7773. Again, gomastercuts.com.
It's hot out there. With it comes the inevitable debate of sock or no sock with your loafers. So save your feet, your shoes from making their own impression. Step into summer with no shows from Dead Soxy. You really need to experience the difference a quality sock makes. Simple. Go to deadsoxy.com. Enter the code Rebel Grove at checkout. Get 30% off all orders, including sale items. These no-shows are the same quality you already love and enjoy with their traditional dress sock. They come with the no-slip guarantee. So go to deadsoxy.com, check out the no-shows. Remember to enter promo code Rebel Grove at checkout for 30% off all orders. Don't miss 1 minute of the action at the Vault this season as Ole Miss football arrives September the 7th at home. Reserve your season tickets with the new 2019 season ticket pricing for just $299. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. That's OleMissTix.com. Podcast also brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. Pinnacle Trust based in Madison, Mississippi. They have clients in more than 20 states, advisors in 3. Founded in 1997, Pinnacle Trust provides detailed specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. They also have the Pinnacle Trust 401k advisory services. If your company is not, if its 401k plan, your retirement plan is not performing up to your standards, get in touch with the people at Pinnacle Trust. They will come and give you a complimentary, no obligation, benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the Oxford Exxon podcast. You'll get 10% off your first year's fees. It's pintrust.com, P-I-N-N trust.com. We're also brought to you by the Westin Jackson in downtown Jackson, Mississippi. It's a Marriott property. It's home to Soul Spa, the ultimate luxury spa experience in downtown Jackson. It's also home to Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro, which would be a perfect place for you to spend your Friday or Saturday night or Sunday brunch this weekend. Chef Caden's offerings are fantastic. Creative craft cocktails, curated wine list, and more there at Estelle. So gather at Estelle tonight. And we're brought to you by John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. I've got to pull something up because I wanted to tell you about something John's doing here over the next few days. He's on his way to Las Vegas. I want to say today. Let's see. I'm pulling this up. It's a podcast. It's a Friday. And as Chase can vouch, my Wi-Fi sucks. He's on his way to Vegas for Virtuoso Travel Week. Starts tomorrow, ends next Friday. He'll be going to seminars about how to better organize and run his business. He's also going to be meeting with a lot of Virtuoso travel partners. He's going to be able to come away from this with going to be 3,500 travel advisors, approximately 3,000 different travel partners. He's going to get a lot of information about new resorts, hotels, tours, destinations, special experiences. He's going to be able to bring that back for you. So get in touch with John. Send him an email. Give him a call. And 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. He's going to be able to give you a whole lot of options that you can't come up with and you won't come up with on your own.
So, let's see. Next question. I was kind of doing a little bit of research to it. Why does Clemson secondary violations not get the coverage of Ole Miss's NOA received? Well, I mean, they were deemed secondary violations. And I'm just looking at the list here. It's nothing crazy. A couple things. If you told me they had been elevated because somebody had a burr up their tail, I wouldn't be shocked. But a couple social media things, whatever. Staff sent out a printed questionnaire mailer to 221 prospective student athletes, which included general correspondence related to life skills programming prior to September 1st. Okay, whatever. Confetti was utilized by institutional staff during a photo shoot. Oh, well, let's alert the media and slap somebody for that one. Electronic correspondence that was sent by the staff prior to September 1st. Whatever. The institution publicized the signing of a prospective student athlete who had not signed with the institution. When that was first a rule where you could do some publicizing, that was kind of a big deal, but it's not become a big deal as much in times past. Student athlete received payment from an owner of a private residence to work on 3 occasions and was compensated above the going rate for the work that was completed. I'd love to know just how far above the rate of the work that was completed.
I would too.
Especially the amount that was not told to anyone after said work was completed, or if any work was completed. Just being honest.
Yep.
Let's see. Sports South provided a meal and per diem for the same meal to student athletes. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's see. Somebody received special seating during an intra-squad. Oh, well, let's. Sports student worker allowed 2 high school coaches to stay at his home while on campus attending Clemson's high school coaching clinic. Sometimes couches getting people in trouble, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much here. I'm just not seeing anything that would raise any eyebrows. Track and field, rowing, tennis, soccer, tennis, basketball, volleyball included as well. Whatever. All right, let's see. You can add one former Saint or Bear to the current roster for the upcoming season. Who you got? Obviously, you take the Bears.
Khalil Mack.
No, former. Like, you can add a Bear of all time to this roster.
Oh.
Walter Payton, right?
Interesting. Would you go Peyton or would you go defense and add a
Singletary or a
Singletary
or somebody?
Or Otis Wilson or might have to go with that dominant linebacker.
You got Mack, though. I would be so tempted to give Trubisky that level of help in the backfield. I got a quarterback that's still coming along a little bit. If I got to deal with that running game, it's going to open up so much stuff for Trubisky offensively.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I was misunderstood the question. Yeah, I thought you meant for the Ole Miss team.
No. For the Bears.
Oh, yeah, no, it'd be Peyton. Give him Walter Payton, and we're good.
Yeah. For the Saints, it's Ricky Jackson. I want a linebacker.
Yeah.
I need to help the defense. I don't need to add Colston, or I don't need to add a kicker or Willie Rowe. I could obviously be good, but Ricky Jackson's my answer, though, I think.
That'd be solid, yeah.
Are you contemplating taking another tackle just to protect Breeze more? I mean, if Armstead stays healthy, you've got one of the top tackles in the league.
And if Armstead stays healthy and you added Willie Rowe, you've got 2 of the best tackles in the league, and now you're protecting your quarterback.
Okay. So you would contemplate that?
In today's NFL, absolutely.
Over the linebacker?
Yeah.
Would you?
I would. I got a 40-year...
So you would take Willie Rowe?
I think so. I got a 40-year-old quarterback. I don't want him getting hit. I want to protect him. Because if I protect him, he's good. And if he goes down, I'm looking at Teddy Bridgewater and my window closed.
Yeah, Bridgewater's not winning a championship.
Not winning a Super Bowl, no. Probably not winning the NFC South.
Chad Kelly start a game in the NFL the next 2 years?
I'll go no. Hope I'm wrong.
Well, because to do that, you also think that there's an injury. And I would like to see Andrew Luck stay healthy for a while.
Yeah,
see what happens.
And even if Luck went down, do the Colts go shopping for a quarterback at that point?
Right.
Or do they? I mean, there's no sign that they're ready to hand things over to Chad Kelly.
Well, no, I mean, he's just now in very early stages of his reclamation opportunity.
So I'm just doing this. When I say no, it's just kind of based off trends. I would say no. I hope I'm wrong.
Staying on the Chad Kelly topic, does he receive a scholarship offer if Bo doesn't go down against Arkansas?
Oh, it's one of the great truth serum questions that I'd love to. If you could get Hugh Freeze and shed all of the crap away and get him to tell the God's honest truth, it's a great question.
My gut is no.
My gut feeling is absolutely not. Now, here's what's interesting. While Hugh Freeze might not have known it until that week that he had a quarterback issue, I think Dan Werner knew it. And Werner wanted Kelly.
Badly.
So,
because at that point, Kelly's offered, LSU was kicking tires, and then it was Indiana and Virginia Tech, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true. And a couple other schools were playing with it. But they were worried about LSU coming in. Werner was. And Werner knew he had a problem. But Freeze, and I know this always comes across as us beating up Hugh Freeze. It's really not. He had gotten to that place in his tenure at Ole Miss where his head was really big. And he was, we were recruiting a different kind of kid. He'd already gone there. I don't know. Great. One of those deals. Bo goes down in that Arkansas game where he couldn't play anymore. Buchanan came in, was not good. Did Kincaid play some in that game?
I think so.
He wasn't good either. And then They closed practice to us that next week.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a little bit folk tale, but I believe it to be true. Their quarterback play on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of Egg Bowl week was abysmal. Really bad.
Yeah, because Bo didn't do anything. He rested the ankle the whole week.
Yeah, because that was a Saturday game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bo did anything until Thursday or Friday. And my understanding is as they got late into that week, as it became obvious that Bo was going to be able to give it a go, they started looking ahead to the future, and that's where Werner was pretty adamant. We've got to do something, and we have an answer right there.
Yeah, go get him.
And so they went down to that All-Star game. No, I mean the championship game.
The championship game.
And Kelly lit it up like a Christmas tree. And they brought him up to Oxford the next day,
That's right.
and they made him do the whole repentant thing and all that stuff and go through the rigmarole and the song and dance so that all the people who believed that Hugh Freeze was bigger than life was going to restore Chad's moral goodness. And at the end of the day, it was, hey, why are we not taking this kid? He's the starting quarterback day one. And then we had to go through, if you remember, we had to go through the biggest song and dance about who's going to be the starting quarterback. We did a spring of it. When one practice in, we went, oh, it's Kelly. And then in fall camp, so you ready to name Chad the starter yet? No, I mean, well, this is really close. It's like, dude, it's not close.
Because later on, even Ryan's going, hey, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Buchanan was like, I know I'm not the quarterback. I got eyes. We felt bad. We like, hey, well, they're going to give us Buchanan today. Okay, well, what are we going to ask him? They're going to give us Kincaid today. Hey, Devontae, are you going to stay? I mean, what are you saying? It was so uncomfortable.
Well, it's like, we've all written dumb crap. I'll write some other dumb crap at some point this year. But as soon as Kellenberger put that column out that day, I went, oh, no, that's going to look bad later.
Yeah,
I was like,
bad look.
It's like, no, you can't let Buchanan just drive the car. You got Kelly over here who's going to fling it around a little bit.
Yeah, you've got an elite arm.
Okay, so 15 without Kelly. Let's go through it.
Well, they don't go to the Sugar Bowl.
Well, I'm running you through it. They're going to be 2-0. They're going to beat UT Martin and Fresno as much as Jason Simpson came to win the game.
They lose at Alabama.
Yeah. They play Vanderbilt and win 27-16 with Kelly.
It's iffy.
Go either way.
I'll give them a win for fun.
So 3-1.
Okay.
Not 4-0, though.
No, hell no.
Because they were ranked third in the country at this point.
Yeah.
Go to Florida and get their tail kicked. They still would have gone to Florida and got their tail kicked.
Yep.
They would have come home and beat New Mexico State.
Yep.
Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, a loss. Still a loss.
Still a loss.
Okay. So at this point, we have the only change being Alabama, and we have them 4-3 at this point.
Okay.
They won 23-3 against A&M. I'm going to say they still win the game because A&M could not score.
I would agree. Still win the game. 13-3 instead of 23-3.
5-3.
Okay.
They go to Auburn and win 27-19.
Yeah, I think they lose at Auburn.
They lose to Auburn.
Yeah, for sure.
So 5-4.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Is that right? Yes. They lose to Arkansas.
They would have lost to Arkansas handed.
Because they couldn't have just kept up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5-5 at this point.
Uh-huh.
LSU 38-17 in Oxford.
Be weird.
It would have been really
It
close.
would have been really weird.
They dominated that game physically, but Chad was really good that night.
He was electric.
And they lose to Mississippi State.
Yes.
They win at Davis Wade 38-27. They lose that game.
Yes.
So we're talking about like the Belk Bowl.
At best. Totally different deal.
Well, and playing it on out, you do that with that group's junior season?
Oh, a lot of grumbling.
And 16 would have been an unmitigated disaster.
Yes. Yes, because they went 5-7 because Chad got hurt. If there's no Chad Kelly on the roster,
Shea from the beginning.
yeah, it's there.
You play Shea from
Well, do you even get Shea?
Well, he committed prior to the 15 season. Well, no, when was it?
I can't remember.
You remember when you went down there? Can't recall.
No, I don't.
Just wondering. You went to Shreveport. You had a big time.
I did. I went to Ruston, spent the night. in Ruston, drove around.
It's like the only time you've done that, right?
Yeah.
Other than taking Camelback.
Yeah, went to Ponchatoula's.
Okay.
Had some shrimp etouffee.
Good for you.
It was good.
Okay. Tell you about G&M Pharmacy there on South Lamar in Oxford. Also Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs. You can call G&M at 662-236-2222 to transfer your medications over. You don't have to stay with the big box pharmacies. Go with someone who will get to know you, care about you there with G&M. And when you go in, you ask about the CBD oil. They offer many different ways to apply that, including the sublingual, soft gel capsules, and more. And you can also ask about the sildenafil, or not even ask about the sildenafil. You can go straight to the website at tysondrugs.com, gndmpharmacy.com. Click product request and keep things discreet if you would so like. So again, 662-236-2222.
We're also brought to you by Harry Alexander. Harry's an Oxford-based RE/MAX Legacy Realty agent. Big part of Savannah Square. It's a new 9-acre development, 0.7 of a mile from the Oxford downtown square, conveniently located east of North Lamar, just a short stroll from the Midtown Shopping Center, which houses Snack Bar and BBB and the Oxford Canteen and more. A lot of places that probably ought to advertise with us. Savannah Square will initially consist of 32 standalone detached structures ranging in size from 1,100 square feet to 2,400 square feet. The model home available for your inspection. It's at 215 William Street. These homes have wonderful layouts, impeccable finishes, which you can inspect at the model. So give Harry a call, take a look at the model, get more information about this great new development while they are still available. SavannahSquareOxford.com or 662-801-5621. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank. OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB offers its customers the absolute best cash checking account. It's called Kasasa. They also offer their customers a commercial checking account, now paying 1% interest as long as you keep $10,000 in the account. Comes with fully interactive online banking. To learn more, go to liveoxford.bankoxford.com or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. And we're brought to you by 7 South Tailgating. 7 South has been the ultimate tailgating service provider at Ole Miss. They offer your standard tailgating services, tent, table, chair setup, breakdown, all that stuff. They also offer to store your personal gear. You can rent gear from them. They have cooler, ice, beverage service, TV, satellite generator service, storage bins for supplies and decor, chandeliers, tablecloths, lightsabers, basically anything you could possibly want for your tailgate. They've got it. What you do is you give them a call, go online, get a detailed quote customized to your specific needs, 662-321-1682, or visit 7southtailgating.com.
You got something?
You don't think my son's going to want that jersey, do you?
Oh, that's sharp. I like that one now.
So the Cubs and the Pirates play one another in the Little League All-Star game thingy in Williamsport.
Uh-huh.
And the Cubs uniform for the game.
Their Little League version of a suit.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I got a feeling
Is it V-neck?
It's a V-neck. Good look.
It says Cubbies on the front.
Yeah.
That's a good look. It's a really good look.
Yeah.
They're going to sell a few of those.
Yeah. Hoping the little fella doesn't see that right away.
Good luck.
Yeah, he's got a birthday coming up. I got a feeling that's the birthday present.
Okay.
That's a good look, though. If you're a 13-year-old boy, that'd be a good jersey to have.
Just started listening to the Confronting OJ podcast. It's a Friday, so I'm skipping actually some of the football questions for things I find more fascinating.
I finished it yesterday.
Well, this is the question, not myself. Started listening to the Confronting OJ podcast. I'm looking to read a book or two about the case. I remember a discussion on the Oxford Exxon podcast a few years ago where Chase mentioned he'd read several books on the case, way too many to count because I'm an idiot. Can you give some recommendations on the best one or two that you have read? By far, the best one for me was Mike Gilbert, his agent, telling him, essentially telling him how he helped get, the title of the book. I pulled this up, reading from Gilbert's Wikipedia page. It's How I Helped O.J. Get Away with Murder, the shocking inside story of violence, loyalty, regret, and remorse. Says it covers Gilbert's 18-year-long relationship with O.J. Simpson, including the influence of their personal and professional relationship in the lead up to, during, and following the trials surrounding the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. In May 2008, Gilbert, one of O.J.'s former sports agents, released the book in which he revealed that the gloves did not fit because on his advice, Simpson had stopped taking his arthritis medicine, which made his hands swell. In May 2008, Gilbert, a former agent and friend of Simpson, released his book, blah, 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 and said that Simpson confessed to the killings to Gilbert. Gilbert describes how Simpson, having smoked marijuana, taken a sleeping pill, and drinking beer, confided to him at his Brentwood home weeks after the trial what happened the night of the murders. Simpson said if she hadn't opened that door with a knife in her hand, she'd still be alive. That's the book I would recommend.
She had a knife in her hand?
That is what O.J. told Mike Gilbert per this. I do not remember all the specifics of the book because it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Gilbert was also alleged to be the source of a lot of that memorabilia that he ended up getting in trouble with later, too. That is for things that aren't just kind of a rehash and it's some things that I found very interesting, that's the book I would recommend.
Have you listened to the podcast?
I have not. No.
Really good. Really well done.
What company did it? Not that it really matters.
I listened to it on Stitcher Premium.
You did?
Yeah, but it was on I think it was Wondery Premium. You could have crushed it. It's all out now, so you can go get it. Really good. It's out there, so this isn't ruining it for you. They finish it by letting you listen to Ron Goldman's voicemail machine from the next day. It starts out with one guy going, "Hey man, wake up. We're going. We got plans. I'm coming. I'll be there in just a few minutes." And then by the end,
people calling.
And then by the end, and then in the middle, it's people calling saying, "Hey, I keep hearing your name. Call me." And then at the end, it's, "Hey, I just wanted to hear your voice one more time."
They played that on the podcast?
Powerful.
Dang.
You ever had one of those days where you probably don't. You contain emotion better than I do. I started my day listening to that. And then, like one of those emotional days that by the end of it, I was like, F it. And, I cried more yesterday than I've cried.
Really?
Oh, yeah. More yesterday in one day than I have in a year combined.
I don't necessarily get impacted by a lot of that stuff on the day-to-day level.
Well,
I compartmentalize pretty well most of the time. And I'm not watching much TV or anything right now. I'm still trying to get through Hamilton. I'm a little slower than I meant to be with it.
It can be a slog.
For a historian, it's very well written.
Yeah.
It keeps pace well. Plus, I struggle with a lot of really in-depth biographies like this on the build-up and the childhood and getting to what I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's important. I know it's relevant. I'm getting there.
Especially for him, his childhood was critical to what happened in his life. Probably most childhoods are critical to what happens in life, but
positively or negatively, yes.
His was absolutely.
I know that Trudeau's hypothesis, and we're all over the place, obviously. Hypothesis is that he was a much more important figure for the founding fathers than he gets credit for today. That was basically what he was trying to say in 800 pages.
Yeah.
I do still get really struck by as I'm reading, and I'm on page 140-ish or something.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we're in the Revolutionary War at the moment.
Okay.
And he comes across not perfect. I don't want to put it that way. But I kind of have a hard time believing sometimes that all these people were as smart as they get portrayed. It's kind of the Winners Write History sort of thing. Even in this, where he's doing exhaustive research, I just read it and I think, I get that he's an incredible human. I get that. But it feels like such a charmed, hey, he never loses a debate, he never does this, he never does this. And I know it's early in the book, but I don't know. That's the only thing I'm a little, not even put off by, but a tad frustrated that I feel like we're just telling you how wonderful on every page this dude is.
Well, I think he was brilliant.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I mean, IQ was off the charts.
Yeah.
And he was
great orator, great writer, all that kind of stuff.
And he was combined with someone who, if George Washington were a modern-day football coach, okay, he would be the guy that looked at the film of a loss and very quickly figured out, here's what happened. This specifically is where we went wrong, and would come up with a plan almost immediately that fixed the flaw. And Washington would have been an elite. I can't believe we're doing this. It's going to be like 10 message board things where Washington would have been a great recruiter. He was a great people person.
And he brought in Hamilton to fix a lot of his inefficiencies because he wasn't a great writer. He wasn't a great organizer, tasker, that kind of thing.
He was a great delegator.
Yeah.
Great people manager. And Hamilton
trusted his people for the most part.
Hamilton was a hothead, though.
Yeah.
And Washington, at one point, said, "Go home. Bye. Got to leave. You're harming things." And then sent back for him. Needed to get him back. Spoiler alert.
It's been a while. It's probably okay.
Yeah. I mean, sent back for him.
It's a fascinating book, though. Fascinating.
And when he went back for him, that's all Hamilton needed. He needs me. Came in and was a little contrite, did his deal, and boom, you know the rest. Really jealous of Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot there. Fascinating stuff, man.
Also, how slow time moved because you have no communication. You've got to mail and get to places.
That's why it was such a miracle. I mean, the whole Yorktown thing was.
There were 25 at least just lucky things that, and frankly, early on had whatever, it's Friday.
Had the British really cared,
crap early,
yes,
it would have been over.
They would have squashed it.
But they were sort of just whatever. Then all of a sudden they look and go, oh shit.
Well, then they got trapped.
Yeah.
And the French got involved. Once the French realized,
now we changed some.
Hey, spoiler alert, everybody! Once the French realized that, hey, you know what? Those damn colonists, they've got a shot. It's kind of like the trade deadline. They went, you know what? Let's get in on this. But Washington and them, they didn't know what was going on in the ocean.
You've got your thing.
You got your thing. There's no internet. There's no Twitter. Hey, look at that.
Well, I mean, Hamilton had to go get he was trying to get the other general to release the battalion to come help Washington really early on in the war.
And they were up in New York.
Well, yeah, he had to ride a horse 300 miles.
Yeah.
So it took him 5 days to get there. He rode so hard that he got sick, had to wait, and then come back.
Yeah.
So we're talking 2.5, 3 weeks just to bring a dang battalion back to the place.
And you don't know what happened elsewhere in the war in those 3 weeks, but you know something happened.
Somebody somewhere is doing something.
And so it all converges, and then boom, you got them.
You know different, but you would think from a Washington standpoint or an overall general standpoint, it would drive you insane.
Had to be. But
I don't know if we're winning or losing. I don't know if that worked or didn't work. I don't know.
But I think we think about that from the context of, I mean, we can watch Manchester United play Chelsea live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't ever have that.
They knew no other concept.
They didn't have that context, so time probably moved differently in their world than it does for us. It's one of the reasons why, I can't believe I'm saying this, it's one of the reasons why when you judge people on 2019 standards and go, well, he was a racist. Okay, well, you have to apply context to that. You have to. Otherwise, it's a completely fabricated bullshit analysis, pardon my French. You've got it. You can't judge Thomas Jefferson by 2019 standards. You can't. It's foolish.
It's like in 32-72, we're doing some really dumb crap. They're going to go,
they're going to look back. God. Yes. They're going to look back and go, what were they? The world, because the world was different then.
Yeah. Doesn't
mean it's right or wrong, but it's different. And what was right or wrong, the way things were viewed then were different. Different. It's why, I don't know. I hope for my kids, both in high school and college or whatever, when they take history, I hope they take history classes, and I hope they take real history classes. I hope they take classes with people who put things in context and not try to apply everything to a political bent. Because we live in a country that's a miracle. It's really, it was an upset. I mean, it was a 16 beating a 1. And then winning the whole tournament.
Unorganized, underprepared, under-resourced colonies beat the top empire in the world. Or at least made them not care to the point that they allowed you to win.
It was this Ole Miss team this year winning the national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to say, hey, what would have to happen for Ole Miss this year to win the national championship? Okay, literally everything has to go right. With no exceptions. That was the Revolutionary War.
Matt Corral's Johnny Manziel as a freshman plus 1,000 plus these other 5 things.
Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Every JUCO is ready immediately. Ely and Connor emerge as elite SEC backs.
Mingo's a stud. Elijah Moore takes a step. Here we go.
Drummond's a star.
Yeah.
Octavius Cooley breaks out. Jalen Jones not only returns to form, but
He's an All-American.
is an All-American. Sam Williams is a All-SEC player. Benito Jones is an All-American. That's what it requires. Someone says, what would have to happen? Every single thing goes right. And you catch Alabama on a day where, for whatever reason, maybe something happened inside their program and they're not very happy. They don't really give a damn.
Yeah.
Auburn falls apart. Orgeron has a meltdown, et cetera, et cetera. Everything goes well. That was the Revolutionary War.
We do Memory Lane on the show. We do movies, bad 80s movies. We do Revolutionary War history. That is your Friday. So thanks for really hanging out at this point of an hour and 15 minutes as we have been doing this. Lots at rebelgrove.com. Other podcasts from our network are up as well. Football content coming to you later today, a good bit later, so just be aware of that. And we'll be back on Monday to continue to entertain, inform you as well.
That's what we
Pretty
do.
Clearly, yeah, we're gonna move on to the War of 1812 on Monday. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. So
Well, it will be 8-12, so it would be a good day to
there
talk
you go.
about the War of 1812.
So have a great weekend. Talk to you on Monday.